must face these demons.
Boys, welcome back. It is been a while and, well, here we go. We're going in the deep end. I do have a disclaimer before I do start this video. I have yet not played Warhammer 3. This is simply based on my observations over the past 12 months of them releasing hint after hint, tease after tease, and the gameplay that's being shown by those who have access to the game through, of course, their channels. Now, that said, let's jump into it. This is a Total War Warhammer 3 tier list. And, oh boy. Alright, some ground rules for the tier list. First, this tier list is based on my opinion of the coolness, of the mechanics. I have not tried them out, I have not played them out, so please understand this. That said, let's start with Nurgle. What is Nurgle? He's the god of pestilence and decay, and he's also a grandfather, very, very doting grandfather that makes sure his entire army is basically a mess of bubbles, postulants, glory. He does have very interesting mechanic which I'm dying to find out and dying to play around with, where basically you build a backup of troops, a number of troops which you can recruit instantly, but to do so your buildings need to go through a cycle similar to how plants grow, die, and get reborn. That's his entire building mechanic, where you have buildings that start building up, go to tier 5, die, start from tier 1, and the process starts again. It's going to be interesting to see, but it does give me questions how strong this faction is going to be, as if you lose one army, you're generally stuck with low tier troops for a long time. Dude does have strong magic, because Nurgle, but everything he has is slow and very, very, very slow moving. Yeah, so I'm gonna give this guy a B tier. Why? I usually like powerful, fast-moving, hard-hitting armies, which brings us to the next guy, Tzeentch. Tzeentch is an abusive faction. The changer of ways, abuses the mechanics and diplomacy, has super strong armies, super strong magic, can teleport and force enemies into ambush, does seem to be very reliant on the new winds of magic mechanics, which, seeing how streamers, let's say, we're trying to work around it, it seems painful if you're in a Khorne region. But even for that, it seems to have ways around it. And for that, I will give Tzeentch an A tier. Not S tier, because I haven't yet played with him, so maybe he'll go into S tier eventually. However, his armies seem to be very strong, and in the long run, it seems to be a well-balanced faction, which is perfectly balanced, as Spiffing Brit would say. And yeah, next one is Khorne. Yeah, we already know this guy is S tier. This guy is absolutely broken. If you want to see a reason why he's broken, you get movement speed after every battle, you get 3 armies you want from every battle. Yes, you don't have magic, yes, you don't have range, but if you look what Legend of Total War did, holy bloody shit, this guy's gonna get nerfed day 1 patch. So yeah, S tier while he can. Khorne, Skarbrand, freaking amazing. Slaanesh, we don't have a lot of information about. Yeah, we know that's gonna be published later on, sometime in February, after this video is published, but it does seem to have a lot of mechanics based on speed, fast armies, and super light armored units, while also being able to manipulate the enemy armies, fight on your side, kind of die in the process, and have decent magic in the process. We don't know very much about it, but everything we've seen till now, and seeing how they were bullied by almost everyone who played against them, I'm putting them in the C tier. They don't seem to be that strong compared to what's there. Doesn't mean they're not fun at all, actually. It probably is going to take a while for us to understand how to play with them. And this is where Kislev, Bears, Katrina, the queen of simps, devotion mechanics, yada yada. Very, very vanilla faction. Easy to get into, easy to start playing. Seems very strong with its unbreakable missile units. Stretzy seem to be absolutely broken, and they can melt pretty much anything. And yeah, that is something that I would put into A tier simply because of that. Konstantin is also very strong. We've seen him basically beat armies and keep fighting against Skarbrand. So there is that. A tier I think is good for them. They don't seem to have a strong endgame, but I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. The Bears could be absolutely incredible, but as we know and from what we see, cavalry is not that strong towards the end of the game. Again, that said, Bretonnia was one of the strongest faction in Warhammer 1 and 2, so it is yet to be seen. Subject to change, we say. Cathay. Harmony, balanced arms between artillery, between missiles and infantry, strong monsters, strong magic, relatively strong start, closed areas where they have very strong economy, really good campaign mechanics for money, making, for growth. They seem to have it all. They seem to be the Empire having a baby with Skaven and Cathay is born. So yeah, for that they get S tier. They seem to be the only ones that are stronger in Khorne in the long run, but in the short run they are just as strong or maybe on the same level. Chaos Undivided Demons. Jack of all trades, master of none. They have super cool customization, super fun to play around with. From what we can see, they have thousands and thousands and thousands of different customization options. Could be extremely strong in the late game, but from what we can see, they are not as strong as other specific chaos factions. They are spread out. They get some of the best features of each, but they don't get the strongest features of each. So C tier for them compared with the others. They are nothing special, even though they're meant to be the everything of all special ones. Ogres, my lord. Ogres are... They just want to barbecue in peace. Why are we doing this? They're hungry, they're a mobile faction. Okoi has a fetish, maybe that's why they're a mobile faction. Yeah, Okoi seems to be obsessed with ogres. I can see why, they're kind of cool, they're kind of eating good food all the time. You know, having a good merry old time. They have contracts to make money, so they're mercenaries. So the same mercenaries we saw, maybe were just people in the future doing jobs from Total War Warhammer 3. Maybe they created a time travel system through Total War Warhammer 2 and 3. They have strong campaign mechanics in general through the use of other things. Really interesting magical abilities, but then questionable armies. Like large units seem to always suffer in Total War games, Total War Warhammer games. So there seems to be that, and they're kind of dumb. So yeah, I mean, they don't really need to research how to build better guns. They just steal the guns from someone else. So I put them in Ogre tier. They're their own tier, their own thing. They're having a barbecue. Let's just leave them in peace. Maybe, you know, show up with a 6-pack of beer and have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this. This was a bit of an overview of what we're looking forward to in Total War Warhammer 3. I can't wait to play the game, and this is essentially in the process of which I'm going to be playing the game, the priorities of each faction in my eyes. Again, you guys might have different opinions. I will be proven wrong 100 times over in day one, because everything will start being scrutinized and have more information. I based this tier list simply on the information that's available, that was published logs by CA in the various live streams I've seen up till now, and damn a great game. You've lost it this long. Please do subscribe. I will be making more videos later on. I will make a Lord tier list in terms of coolness when I get access to the game. Have a lovely day, take care, and goodbye.